guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a full face of makeup with makeup from Ulta, and it's all going to be under $60. So I'm super excited. I did count out the prices of everything. Some of the items that I'm going to be using today are new. Some others are fairly new, and almost all of them are new to me. So it's going to be a really good video, I feel like. And if you are interested in seeing which look I create and which products I use, then just go ahead and keep on watching. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, and let's just go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to be using is concealer. This one is by the brand e.l.f. and this one is the 16-hour Camo Concealer. This one retails for $5, and I think it's a really good concealer. It has really good coverage. It also has a really comfortable doe foot applicator, and I just really like it. It's also super tiny, and I feel like it's super good to store. They're also super inexpensive, so you can use this to contour and highlight if you like. But I'm going to be applying this all over my lid. And then kind of blending this away with a little sponge. So that's what I'll be doing. By the way, the shade that I was using, by the way, is Medium Sand. And I find that this one is a little light on me. I could have gone for something a little bit darker, but this is what I got. So this is what I'm using. And honestly, from drugstore products, I feel like this is one of my favorite concealers. It's definitely on my top 10. And it's just really, really good. I went ahead and filled in my brows because I thought it was going to be something super boring, but I did use this Catrice eyebrow stylist, I think it's called. This one retails for $4 and it comes in 3 different shades. I use this shade dark, and this is actually not the first time I'm going to be using it. I love this. The only downfall with this one is that you run out of it so quickly, so I love to have a couple of them on stock. But let's just go ahead and move on to our eyeshadow palette. This one is actually new and it's from BH Cosmetics, so I'm super excited. I picked this up at Ulta. It just came out. This one is called Run Wild by Tina Young. So I'm pretty sure this one is a collaboration palette. It's probably what we're going to use the most today. It retails for $24, but when you open it, it kind of folds in 3 parts. I'm going to show you the first one first. So here you have 3 blushes and 1 bronzer. Right there, you can see how stunning these are. And then when you keep on folding it, you have your eyeshadow palette over here. It's very bright. You have your eyeshadow palette over here, and then 2 highlights right here, and then a mirror on the top. So it's super just convenient because you have almost all your face products right here. And I think the colors on the palette are super gorgeous. And I don't know which look we're going to go for today, but I definitely want to spice it up a little bit. We don't have a lot of neutrals in here to play with, so it's really challenging me to create something a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more bright. But I super like this palette for $24. I hope that is something that I like because I can just, you know, store this wherever I want. This blush right here looks like it has some kind of radiance and shimmer to it. These 2 are matte, and this bronzer really looks really nice for my skin tone at least. The only downfall for this one is that I would see that people with deeper skin tones or lighter would have a little bit of a mismatch here because these are kind of like my tones for blushes and my tones for bronzers, and the same with the highlights. These all look for like medium skin tones. So I don't know Tina Young, but I assume that this would probably fit her skin tone, and that's why they decided to do it this way. I feel like I'm talking a lot and I don't really know much about the palette, but we're just gonna start with our eyes. The first shade I'm going with is this one right here, and it's called Lady Boss, and I'm going with a small blending brush, and I'm kind of applying this right in the center right here. So I'm gonna just first pack it down, and then we're going to keep blending it as we go. But I'm kind of doing something a little bit different. I don't want to go with something super, I don't know, like a cut crease or anything like that. I kind of want to blend out some colors and see what happens. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just packing this up right here on my crease, on this area. And I feel like I haven't used a lot of BH Cosmetics palettes in a long time. But I remember I used the Daisy Marquez palette with them, and that was super good. And then this one just seems really nice. So I feel like they put a lot of effort into their collaboration palettes because this one is showing up really nicely. Alright, so that definitely built up super nice right there. We're going to keep moving forward and just doing the same thing, just with different shades. So I think next I'm going to go with this Juicy right here, which is this kind of like neon orange. And I'm going to apply this kind of in the beginning of the eye, right next to it. This is such a cool shade. I really like this shade. Alright, so far that is applying super nice. Wow, that's really pretty. I feel like I kind of enjoy a lot when I do looks like this where I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of applying a bunch of colors on my eyes and then see what happens. I think I'm going to be going for this one right here. It's called Hot Mess. And let's apply this one on the outer corner. It's like something you wouldn't expect because the darkest one is right on the top of that one. But I'm moving it down a little bit and just really packing that under eye. And I think I'm going to go with the shade Pride. And it's this really pretty lavender right here. And I'm going with this one, and I think I'm just going to use this one to blend everything out. So I'm starting from the outer corner, and I'm kind of just packing it first. And I'm stopping right at that shade, like right before I get to the orange. And I'm just going to start blending it out. So like I said before, I'm going to go with the other shades. I'm taking Lady Boss right here, which is the first one we laid down, and I'm kind of buffing this onto the crease, but much softer. And then I'm bringing it all the way down as well. I kind of want to go with this green cactus right here, but I'm super scared that I'm going to ruin the look. But the only two dark ones that I have is No Limit and Cactus, and I don't want to go the brown route because I feel like I already have so many colors, and I just want to keep going with the colors. So maybe I'll just go with Cactus. If I ruin this tutorial, then I'll just start over. And I'm going to pack this in the outer corner. So I'm just packing that shade right there. This one is applying super nice. And then I'm going to take this Lady Boss shade and I'm going to just blend that out right here on the top. Like all around it on the edges. And I'm kind of going to do the same thing a couple of times until I feel like that cactus shade is really showing. I think I have the wrong shirt on, but I just didn't even know which shades were in here. Alright, so I really like the combination of colors that I have going on. I can't figure out a way to pack this cactus shade where it shows without it looking like it's not blended. Because I don't want it to like overshadow that purple, but I really like the kind of combination of colors that I have going on. So I've been doing this for a couple of minutes, just like blending both of them out, and I feel like it looks kind of nice. Don't know which shimmer I'm going to be using, so I'm just going to swatch them all in my hand, the ones that come in this palette. So these are the 4 that come in this palette. I have Sky High right here, then I have Heat right there, which is red, then I have Avocado, which I love the name, I love the shade as well, and then I have this purple one that's called Rain. I really don't know what I'm going to go for. I feel like Sky High is really nice, but I want to do something a little bit different. I feel like the way to go is Avocado over that neon. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm going to be putting a little bit more of neon right here to kind of make it pop a little bit more. Alright, so it's looking like I want to go with Avocado, which is right here. And I'm going to be trying to use the same finger I was using. I'm going to apply it with my finger. And I'm just going to go over and kind of tap over that. This shade is so stunning. If I can get my shit together here and not ruin my look. And I'm applying it on the inner corner of my eye and just moving it towards the outer corner. I don't know, I really like this look. I feel like that green just really did it for me, and I think it's so different, and I love the fact that these are blending so nice. I feel like we lost a little bit of our neon, but that's okay. I guess I have to live with that. I'm just going to move on to the next step, and this is going to be applying primer. This is a new primer by Wet n Wild. This one is called the Water Drop Primer, and they have 2 different ones. kind of like the same resemblance of their cucumber and rose primer waters. It shows the one cucumber, and I think this one retails for $5. Oops. We have used 3 items, right? So we used a concealer that was $5, this one that was $24, and these little primer that is $5. So, oops. Oh, it's green. Wow, it has a strong cucumber smell. Super strong. So I'm just going to show you to you guys for a second. Okay, here it is. That's it right there. I think it's very thick. It is definitely something that I haven't seen from Wet n Wild before. I am warming it up on the back of my hand, and it just feels like a hydrating primer. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those little lollipops that used to come with like the sugar that you used to put in your mouth and like would make noise and stuff. And it kind of smelled like a little cucumber. That is exactly what this smells like. And it's bringing me back. If you're from the 90s, I don't know if they make this anymore, but you would totally know what I'm talking about. Alright, so it feels really nice. It felt really, really smooth. It left my face feeling nice. I feel like it gave it a little bit of glow, and it doesn't feel completely like it dried down. It has a little bit of tackiness to it. Not too much, but I'm going to be moving to foundation. The foundation I chose for today's video, this one is $10, is from LA Girl, and this one is a Pro Matte Foundation. It is super full coverage. It's supposed to have a natural finish, and I love this foundation. I have it in 2 shades. I have the shades medium beige and light tan. Usually I am medium beige, but right now I'm a little more tan. So I think I'm going to start with a light tan, and if it's too dark, then I'll go ahead and mix them. But I definitely know that I'm not light tan by itself. So I'm going to be using my sponge for this one, and I'm dumping a little bit of this foundation. A little bit goes a long way because it's super thick. So I'm just applying this kind of everywhere. And yeah, this is definitely my shade right now. And I'm just going to start blending. This is just one pump, guys, and you can see how far I already got. I love this foundation. It's super comfortable, and I feel like it's really effortless. So if you're looking for a new good drugstore foundation, definitely check this one out. I never need a lot on my forehead, but I like putting something on it because my face is definitely much lighter than my body, so especially right now because I put a lot of SPF during the summer. So going back to my e.l.f. concealer, I feel like this one is going to be too light for me right now because it was light for me before and now I'm super tan apparently. So I'm applying a little bit of this under my eyes, and I will be kind of swinging it all the way because this one doesn't do very well when you like spread it. It kind of sets wherever you apply it, so I kind of want to clean a little bit of that right there. So I'm going to put it a little bit on my nose and a little bit on my shin. This is so light. Alright, hopefully the bronzer is going to do us justice because we need a little help here. Far, I'm kind of digging it. I'm going to move on to the bronzer and everything. So I'm going to be using the bronzer first. And this one is called Cocoa, and this is it right here. And I'm going to be going with my Flower Beauty bronzer brush. And this is, wow, okay. So I feel like this is going to be really pigmented. So I'm going to prepare myself because I think I took too much. And I'm setting this down first. And then I'm blending. I feel like that looks a little bit muddy. But I feel like the shade is really, really nice. Super pigmented powders that you have to be a little careful for because if you go too far, it might look a little like muddy like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it doesn't look completely blended. I'm going on this side. I'm setting it down first. And then I'll blend. I really like the shade of this one. It is not completely warm, but it's also not super cool tone. It's a really, really nice shade. I just feel like it's super pigmented, so if you are more on the fair and you're trying to get away with using this shade, I would definitely just take a much lighter hand. Much lighter hand. Alright, so I think I'm pretty happy with it right there. For blush, I have 3 options right here. I think I'm going to start with Crush because I have a lot of stuff going on my face, so I feel like I want to go with something a little bit peachy. So I'm going to start with this one. And BH Cosmetics is known for their blushes to be really pigmented, so here we go. Okay, so that's really nice. Going with a light hand. Oop. I feel like I really like that one. I actually really like that one. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of this one that says Flaunted, that has a little like shine to it. Just for the heck of it, why not? So now the next thing we have on this palette is the highlights. We have 2 right here, and this one is called Luna, and this one is called Starlet. So the lightest one is Starlet, and the Luna is the other one. I'm going to swatch both of them because I don't really know which one to use. So I feel like Starlet has much of like a pinky tone to it. Ooh, way pinkier. Let me do a better swatch. You can see right there that this is way pinkier, and it kind of has like a little pinky and golden undertone, and this one is much like a bronzy side. So I think I'm going to go with the, actually let me do, I don't know if this one's too light for me, but I feel like it would really look really cool with the look that I have on my eyes right now. I'm going to start with Starlet, and if it's too light, then I'll just switch. So here you go. Wow, that is really pretty. It kind of like, I don't know, it kind of has like a little sheen to it, and when you move, it looks like super iridescent. I think this is definition of iridescent. A lot of people get upset when you say holographic or iridescent when it's like used wrong, so I'm just trying to cover my tracks here. It is super pinkish though. Like, this is not an everyday highlight, but I feel like it looks really nice. I feel like the other one, you can get away with using it every day, but I don't know if it would be too dark for me. Okay, so let's go back under our eyes. I'm going to just be getting a little flat brush right here. And I think I'm going to be going with, let's do this one first. Let's do Lady Boss first. Set that down really close to my lash line. I'm going to be going into Hot Mess right here, and I'm just going to be blending that out further down. The mascara that I chose is by Essence. I love Essence mascaras. One of the ones that I use every day is the I Love Crazy mascara. I have it right here. This one retails for $4. Most of them are just $4 and $5, so you should definitely check them out. They are so good. It's called the Get Bit Lashes, and it looks really nice. I really like the packaging of these, and I feel like the spoolie, it looks really nice as well. So it's super promising. The only thing is that I'm a mess with mascaras, so I feel like these ones that are this big are just like recipe for disaster for me. And right now I'm right under a fan, so I actually really like this one. I feel like it's making my lashes look really nice. One of the things about the Essence mascara is that it clumps the lashes, and sometimes it's like too much, so I feel like this one is doing a really nice job at separating them, but not like clumping them together, and still making them super black. So it looks really nice. So there it is right there. I feel like it really opened up my eyes, and my lashes looked really nice, but I will be putting some lashes over top of that. I'm going to let it set for a little bit, and we're going to move on to lipstick. This one is the Essence Color Boost Matte About Matte Liquid Lipstick. This is how it looks like right there. I chose the shade Funk You, and I think it's a really funny name. And I thought these were the ones that you kind of like do like this, like kind of like a little chapstick, but it's not. You actually apply it with this little applicator right here, which I really like, and it has a little bit of a weird shape. But yeah, let's go ahead and try it. This is much brighter than I was expecting. I kind of forgot that this is what I ordered. But it's super opaque, so I really like it. Color is super rich, but I should have planned to line my lips before doing this. Honestly, the formula of this really impressed me. I feel like this looks really, really nice, and the color is showing up really nicely as well. So I kind of really like this. I would have liked this better if I would have lined it, but we're on a budget today, so I'm not going to be doing that. And I feel like the more it sets, the color really shines through. So I really like that. I'm just going to show you the lashes that I'll be putting on today. This ones are by J Cat. It's the first time I'm going to be trying their lashes. So these ones are the J Cat eyelashes, and this is how they look like. I don't know which styles these are, but they are $4. It says ELC32, so I don't know if that's the style. They also come with a little lash glue right there, but I won't be using that today. But just so you know, they do come with a little eyelash glue as well. So this is the style right there, you can see. You definitely have to bend because they look really like straight. So I'm trying to bend it before I try to put them on. I really, really like this. I thought they were going to be super flimsy, but I actually really, really like these. I wonder how many times I can use these because I would totally buy them again. Really nice. I'm having no trouble with the inner corner, which is usually what happens with really cheap eyelashes and what really pisses me off. Alright guys, so I think I used everything that I was supposed to use today, and honestly, we spent only $60 on a full face of makeup, and I feel like $60 is really good for a whole look. Like, that is insane to me. It was really hard. I actually didn't even realize how hard it was going to be. Like, when I first had this idea, I was planning on only spending $50, but that was almost impossible. And I feel like this was a lifesaver because this one brought the eyeshadows, the highlights, the bronzer, and the blush all in one, and it was super inexpensive. So thank you, BH Cosmetics. You made my videos super easy. But honestly, though, I'm going to start just telling you guys what I feel. I feel like if you're looking for something that has good eyeshadows, you don't want to spend a lot, and you're looking for something a little bit where you can experiment with more colors, I would totally go ahead and purchase this. I feel like the mattes on this were really, really nice. The pigmentation of the shadows was super nice as well, and the shimmers just had a different consistency for a look like this. This green shade on my eyes, I loved it so much. One thing I did notice is that you can't really like slide it with your finger. You have to kind of pat it on because if you slide it, you're going to lose the little shimmers that are kind of mixed within the shadow. But the other ones were so, so nice, and you saw how much they build up on my eyes and how pretty this look just came out to be. The blushes were super nice, super buttery. Cosmetics has always had really nice blushes, so I would totally recommend this part of the palette right here. I feel like the bronzer was also really nice. Apply a little bit like patchy and messy when I first applied it, but then when I blended it out, I feel like everything looks really nice. It is a really nice shade for my skin tone, so if you're close to me, you are really gonna like this palette. The highlights were really nice as well. I wish that this one wasn't as pink as it was, the one that I used today, because I would have loved to use this for just, you know, every day and stuff, but I feel like this palette is not oriented towards that because the colors are super out there. So I feel like overall they did a really good job with this palette. It also has a mirror, and I love the fact that this folds super, super easy. So this one was a winner for me. I'm definitely going to keep this one because I loved it so much. The e.l.f. concealer I had already tried. Super nice, super full coverage. I would definitely recommend this. I want it in a different shade. It's super inexpensive, so this one is a winner. The LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation, I would recommend this with my eyes closed because I love it so much. You can see how much coverage it gave me. I only used 1.5 pumps on my whole face, and usually I would go with 2 pumps to get this kind of coverage with anything else. It doesn't feel like my skin is super matte. It definitely has some glow to it, a little bit of shine. It definitely doesn't look like I have a heavy application of foundation. It just looks really, really nice and natural. So that's why I really love this foundation. I feel like it's super, super nice. I do have dry skin, so keep that in mind, but I do really, really fully recommend it. The primer actually really, really impressed me. I thought this wasn't going to be something that I liked, especially because of the fragrance because it was really strong, but I feel like the texture of this is really nice for dry skin. It just feels really hydrating and smooth, and everything looks really nice over top of this primer, so I feel like it did really do a good job. I have tried this foundation a bunch of times, so I do really see a difference with this primer. That's why I'm super impressed with it, because otherwise, I mean, you can't really tell from my first application. The lipstick was something that really surprised me. I feel like this is so stunning. It is definitely a little bit on the drying side, but so I would recommend go with a chapstick when you start your makeup, and by the time you're gonna put this on, your lips would be like super hydrated. But I do really like how pigmented they are and inexpensive. I would definitely go ahead and purchase more of these because I love this shade. It is super cool, not something that I would see myself purchasing at all, but I do really like it. The mascara was also super nice. I love Essence mascaras, and I think that's almost all the things that I use. My favorite part, I think I'm gonna be purchasing a lot more of the J-Cat lashes because these are only $4 and you can see how pretty they look. I didn't have to cut them. It was super easy to put on, and I just really love them. So far, all the products that I used today were a winner. I didn't have anything that I didn't like, which is surprising because when you usually get yourself in a budget and you try to buy like stuff that are really cheap, you end up with some things that you don't really like. That's not to say that when you buy something expensive, there's not disappointments either, but you just tend to have a lot more when you're buying something super cheap. So I'm super surprised and super impressed and kind of happy that everything that, you know, worked out the way it did, because I love my look right now, and I hope you guys did as well. The thing that I used today is from Ulta. It's going to be linked down below if you want to check it out, and as always, don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!